Hey, what's up everyone? This is just going to be a quick, sort of back on topic video of the topic that I originally started this channel for. That's the Mandela Effect. As you see in the title, when things are not the same. For example, one thing that's really perplexing about this phenomenon is when you know something's always been the same and it's completely different. So what I'm talking about is I'm starting from scratch. If you're new to this phenomenon, I'm starting from what this phenomenon is. When something is completely different than what you remembered your entire life. Like, for example, when I started this channel, this other individual and I on YouTube were discussing the Berenstain Bears, and that's how it got started. And then I made a video about Cracker Jacks, my first video. A bag of Cracker Jacks, box of Cracker Jacks. And, but what's really... Actually, it's annoying when people tell you this, that it's always been that way. For example, a few days ago, this is a personal example. When my mama was going to pay a bill, or if you pay a water bill or you pay whatever, and you're going to do it, and you talk to them and say, the cat, by the way, just looked at me like, who are you talking to? Oh, man. I'm glad I feel better today. I hope it remains that way. I had a fever and a chill this morning, but back to this topic. So off topic, but... By the way, the PayPal's below if you'd like to donate to my randomness. But anyway, the cat just looked at me like I was crazy just now, like, who are you talking to? Turned her head and then walked off. But when you talk to someone and they state, oh, it's always been that way, or it's been that way for a long time, it still gets annoying. It never ceases to get annoying. For example, when we went to pay a bill yesterday, my mama was on the phone, and they stated, we close at 4:30 now, or at 4. And at 4 o'clock, and it was like, well, you used to close at 4:30, and you stopped accepting payments at 4:30. And they stated over the phone, no, we've always done this. We've always closed at 4:30, and we've been doing this for a long time now, quite a while. They claimed several years. We've been closing at 4 o'clock, stopping accepting payments at 4 o'clock. And my mama was like, that's not right. That's not true. And it's like they're lying to you. That's how it feels. I mean, it has always felt like they're lying to you. Oh, we've done this for a long time. No, just a few weeks ago, it was different. Or, for example, when she experiences something, they tell her that it was that way, and I said, yeah, for me it was, but for her it wasn't. Or something that's really, really, it's kind of bothersome when you vividly remember watching something with someone. Like, I could remember watching something with my mama, or mentioning something. She remembers mentioning, for example. She would mention it. My mama mentioned this, let's see, they changed this place that we went by, and she said, man, they removed that entire building. They put something else in there. This was yesterday when we were in town and had to get some things. Or last night. And I stated, no, I mean, you already told me that. She said, no, I didn't. I never told you that. And I'm like, you did for me. I said, you did for me. And she said, she was saying that was the first, she said, I don't remember that. That's the first time I've seen this. She said, I couldn't have told you. But for me, she did. 3 weeks ago, she told me that that building was gone, that business was gone, they redone it. But she doesn't have any recollection of it anymore. I realize you all say, different version, consciousness, and all of that. That's one of the main prominent theories in this. But when you go in a place, or a loved one has a different memory, or when you see that someone states it's always been that way, it still never ceases to get kind of like, man, certain things, like why, especially when it's special memories, and they've changed. that's when it also gets deep and personal. I mean, that wasn't a special memory or anything, but it was something that she wound up telling me, and she realized, but then she has no recollection of telling me that or remembering telling me that at all. Also, there's someone that was a total, like, they were on my channel, they were speaking to me, they weren't friendly at all, they were not nice. I remember them as being not nice at all. And suddenly, I look back at the comments and they've always been nice, and they've never said one single sarcastic or hateful thing to me. And they've always been supportive of me and say they've been with me since the beginning, and I'm not stating any names because I love the person. They're very kind. This version of them is very kind, but there was a version of them that was not. I have vivid memories of a version of them that was not nice at all. And I ignored them and had to spam them and get rid of them multiple times, remove their comments. Now, they've always been nice, been subscribed to me since the beginning. For me, I only met them a while back, like last year, I think. And I'm not stating who it is, because there are many of you, and this is one particular person, and that happens all the time now. People are completely different than what you remember. And that's one of those things, one of those shifts. But used to, in the past, when this similar type of things would happen, you just brushed it off or kind of ignored it. Now it's happening on a very wide scale. And there are topics that we discuss that many people used to in the past would have ignored or thought to be insane. But now, more and more people are starting to open their minds. Jason Christopher did a really good video recently where he asked people, are they in the body or are they the body? Check his video out. That's really good. That is a really good video. Especially when he asked the mannequin the question. That was hilarious. But that's a good analogy, a good point. We are the spirit in the body. And things get complex and complicated sometimes. I don't see how you can believe in nothing and not believe in a source. I mean, I don't see how you can just believe in literally nothing, though. That I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, you need to check out his video. It gets people thinking, and it's quite interesting. I like that. It's really cool. So check out Jason Christopher's new video, J-Kris, where he asks people questions on the street. But yeah, all these things being completely different. Businesses being different. Memories of your loved ones and you being different. Differing from each other. Reality being completely what it wasn't. Someone who speaks to you online suddenly always being nice, always being supportive and following you since the beginning, but yet you never remembered them. And you never remember that. So, but you just roll with it. And these quick ups and downs of deep emotion that get so... I mean, you can feel when these things are taking place, and then everything suddenly feels like, man, what am I going to do? What is the point? What am I going to do? And I wonder... I got that way yesterday. It's like, what am I going to do in life? My path, my purpose, how am I going to make an income? What am I going to do? But I tried not to stress on it, but it just hit. And I would love to make a living doing what I love, what I'm passionate about. This is one of my passions, vlogging and sharing. But I just, and helping people, I'd love to help people. I just, it's so perplexing when something's completely different. But that pretty much defines this phenomenon. When things are not the same. And people will tell you it's always been that way, and they are certain of it. 100%. 100% certain. That's what they'll talk you up and down that they're 100% certain over it. Like the person at this business that I've been talking about most of the time, when we went to pay a bill over the phone, they were stating that it's always been that way, or has been that way for a long time, but not for us. Unless they were lying. You'd like to think, well, maybe they're just not telling, maybe they're not telling the truth. I don't know. You'd like to think, well, I'm not crazy. But you're crazy. You're crazy. Remember that Good Boy movie? Give me 20 cookies. 20 cookies. Dog. You can understand me? May I have a cookie? No, make it 20 cookies. 20 cookies. Give me 20 cookies. That's what's popping in my head right now. But anyway, yeah. There was something else I was going to state, but I can't remember what it was. I had all of these things that I was going to talk about, and then they just totally left my mind. I probably need to get a little bit of rest. We were up all night, and we went to town, and then we had to get some things, and then bring them back home, and then go get my daddy from work, and then bring him home, and then we went out to eat this morning, and then we came back to the house, and then we got here like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then, yeah, now then I did the live stream this morning, made a few videos, and uploaded them. The cat's actually going to decide to be friendly. She jumped up on me and is purring. She's very peculiar. She's like moody, like bipolar. She just went and jumped up here. She's jealous of everything. The other two cats outside, the dogs. She's jealous of anything, of my electronics. She's jealous of every little thing that I do. But yeah, when things are not the same, it can bother you, and it can also all of this. I mean, it's like, what will I do? What will I do? And I gotta find my path. And the cat just hit the phone with her tail. That's what that was. But just got to find my path. And prophecy can get overwhelming. Things can get overwhelming that are happening in this world. I've got a video to share very soon where I will show a picture that was from my preschool trip, a preschool pumpkin patch trip. And there are two of me in the picture. And the friend that I had in preschool in that picture is looking at the other me like, where did he come from? And I'll never forget that picture. I've had it for years, and thankfully, I still do. And you can see the same coat. It's like another version of me as a child. And he kind of must have just appeared when the picture was taken, because he's behind the teacher instead of in front of her like all the other students. And he's got his head turned tilted the opposite direction as I do. And maybe that's a sign of parallel reality things. Maybe somehow there's a picture. I got a picture and a glimpse into a parallel reality, universe, whatever. I don't know if that's how this works or not, or what, but I just know that I've got a picture of two versions of me. The weird thing is when I show that picture to my mama, she doesn't have the same memories that she did, it seems like. That's another one of those things. Where she said, wow, that does look like another version of another you. Two of you. But she's seen it many times, so it shouldn't have been that much of a surprise. So that's another one of those things. It does look like two me's. She said it does look like two yous. Two of me. Two of you. And I remembered her stating that maybe it was someone else, but then now she said it does look like another me. That's freaky. So that's another ME situation. But I've got that picture. I'm going to show it very soon. I'll take a picture of the picture and talk about it. 2 of me in one picture. Another me appeared in a picture. And it's been there since my childhood. So peace, much love. When things are not the same, it can sometimes freak you out. But we live in the Twilight Zone now, and this is the Mandela Effect. Peace and much love. Bye.